Hi there everybody, my name is Jane. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Xenoverse. So this is it guys. This is gonna be the final episode for the Xenoverse. So last time we able to complete all the legendary hunting. We go on to the new area called Bolaris Town, which is above the mountain Starburst, and we visit one of the old friend Cardinal there. And beyond there, there was Aurora Den, and once we climb up the top of the mountain, we meet a familiar face, which was Gold. It was called by I presume to be Green, our mom, to search for Verso, but instead we have able to find him before. So Gold decided to take a little trip in the ED region. And we had a little fun with the fight, and kind of amazing that to be able to see the one of very old character from a different game. Well, for the original game, but the story mostly focused on the manga. That's all you guys have to know. And why I say this is the last episode, because we have a good news here. I finally complete all the Pokédex, not just the original Edu region, but as well as the Xenoverse Dex in here. So we're gonna go and see what Astra had to say, because I think that what they mostly after you complete the Pokédex, you're going to have some kind of shiny hunting maybe. Good to see you, Juan. So you want me to evaluate your Pokédex? Yes, we are. How about both? Okay, let's see. Okay, you caught 389 Pokemon and 29 X Pokemon. Give it up, Juan. You're doing great. If you complete both Pokédex category, I will give you a good surprise. Okay? Oh, I cannot believe what I'm saying. You really did it, Juan. You succeed catching all the Pokemon inhabit the AD region, X specimen included. This is without doubt the most prestigious goal our lab could ever achieve. Let me thank you properly for your outstanding job. Could you please give me your Pokédex for a second? Oh, are we shiny hunting? Here you go. Here's your Pokédex back. My dear Juan, and I have accessed a new app. I name it Vintage Dex. Okay, Vintage. We've been pretty much focusing on our research on the Xenoverse that we haven't noticed there was more. Some Pokemon were escaping out of the alternate dimension accessible through the LB Shrine too. Now the study on XPC are complete, we'll finally be able to focus on our attention on this creature. We call Vintage Pokemon. That's why I installed the new app on your Pokédex to register their data. Let's get straight to the critical point though. Vintage Pokemon appear to be very rare, even more than X or shiny one. Almost impossible to find, I say. Apparently though, when you defeat several wild Pokemon from Kanto or Johto, the chance to find one increase. I wonder why. That's why I've included a new function in your Pokédex that will calculate for you the Pokemon you defeat. This research is going to be a real challenge. I'm sure you can do it with this tool. I gave you all the support I could give. Now, it's your turn to put on the effort and your patient one. Come on, do it. Okay. Sorry about the font. Although there's something, I still don't know what exactly happened, because during the installation, when I open the game up, they did give me a warning about some kind of a text problem. Press Z to open the Vintage Dex. Okay. They also can call Pokemon Retro though. Okay, so that's kind of funny that they only EV in here, although I got the... Oh wait. Oh, there we go. Pichu, Pikachu, Raichu, and Gorochu. Which is one of a very weird evolution, by the way. Because I understand that in the... they said that Gorochu was meant to be the third evolution of Pikachu and Raichu, and much later on they remove it because there's some due to the accessible memory of the game, as well as the I guess that they decide they want to change it to be much cuter, so they go for this instead. I say it's not bad. I think Pichu is cute, and yeah, it would be cool if Gorochu, if Gorochu is not the third evolution, then Gorochu can become a branch evolution, like a different form for Pichu maybe. Not necessary to be, because for this game, um, for this game only, then Pikachu had like 4 evolution from the pre-eval to the final eval. Kinda cool though. Okay, I think that they're okay. There you go. I thought there's something missing because I have the Jigglypuff that no, not Jiggly, sorry, Igglybuff that I got from the mystery gift. Although there, by the time we play this, there's an event that we can get execute for the Easter, but I haven't get it yet. Okay, then there's Eevee, so I'm sure that Eevee gonna have more evolution. I wonder if we can wait. Can we breed these Pokemon? Guess that it can, but this same goes for the Xeno Dex. By the way, I did ask before that I wonder if we can breed the Pokemon. Not because I haven't done it yet. I wasn't able to, because I didn't have time to go and put one of them to the daycare and test out if we can if I can breed the Pokemon to get the pre-evolution or not. But most of them I was able to capture in the Xeno area. Yeah, only 29 X Pokemon specifically, and you go between them. I'm gonna say some of them have very cool design as well as how powerful they are. Like for the first capture, it was our Elekid, and then it evolved into a new form called Electabuzz, which is a very interesting design. And unfortunately I didn't choose Electabuzz in my team because it's cool looking, but I bet that a lot of PokeTuber out there or just any player out there just gonna have the Electabuzz in the team. Spiritomb, it was cool though. At first I thought that it was a regional variation, but for this game there's only one regional Pokemon, which is the male, and the rest of it's gonna be X specimen. They're not regional by the way, they're more like coming from a different dimension. They don't change the environment when they were inhabit in AD region. That's the difference between X specimen and the regional variation. Very cool design for the Spiritomb because we got grass type and it's not a rock anymore. It's more like a spirit tree trunk. Kavana, oh, very weird design. It looked like a very dead fish. I mean, it's a ghost fish after all, and then evolved to Sharpedo. That event where we get the shipwreck was definitely very interesting. Mikumuku, a very funny design, a fighting type, and you can see that when it's split out the inert like that, had the shape of the muscle. Cool that Ginger have that. And the Pikachu line, I gotta say Pikachu had a very weird way for the X specimen, because the male one would be the South type, while female one is a fairy. They don't evolve any further, but I would love to if they have the evolution. I don't think the creator had time. I want to choose the fairy one by the way because I find cute. Joltik and Galvantula, very terrifying. I'm not afraid of spider to be honest, but if you take time to read the POKEDEX and you remember the event where we had to rescue three kids who got the trap by the Galvantula, it said that it will roast the victim to death and then eat them. Smeagol, very interesting as well. Not a painter but a cook. And I did notice that it had an evolution called Shientili. It evolved with a Xenolite by the way. And yeah, I don't see any I I think only the fairy type gym leader, Princess Vanilla, got the smear, but I don't see any other. Or did she evolve it or not? So I didn't know about the evolution. The Ghastly. Well, I'm gonna go for the Gengar first because Gengar was playing the important part of the story. Because it's going around with us. It had been in Astra Island and then it's moved on further to the Xenoverse during the storyline. Kinda cool, but we didn't able to obtain it from early until after the post game. We were able to access into the other part of the Martin Starburst, and I was able to capture the pre-evolution, which is a Ghastly and evolve into Hunter and then Gengar. It only evolved to level up by the way, so you do fine. You don't need a Xenoleaf for it. Yamas, I love it. I really wish I could put it in the team, but we already have Shulong as a water starter, so very interesting design. It goes from it's no longer a spirit, I would say, because it's already water and rock type. And when it evolved to Cofarius, it's also very cool looking. It's no longer a ghost, so I cannot tell what it is. More like a water spirit, maybe. Flying type Ponyta. I love it. I love it. And Rapidash. Very cool design as well. Had two forms depending on the HP, and not to mention the event with the Ponyta that we fought in a canyon and we were able to obtain it after the battle. It's cool though. And Trey also has one. Unfortunately, we unable to see him anymore. But we still keep Rizzy in our team until the end, just to keep that in memory. Hey, Cagnia and Cacturn. I don't have much to say about this Pokemon, but even in the original Cagnia and Cacturn, I got up thinking that maybe this could be a design for the Cagnia and Cacturn more than the original one. The pure grass type and grass dog type. But this one is grass and ghost type. Well, nothing much for them. Swirlix and Slurpuff are not very interesting in this Pokemon, unfortunately, even when I'm playing X and Y, because I wasn't able to evolve it. But this one in the storyline, I would say it's very funny though. And because Slurpuff and Swirlix are supposed to be cream puff and they produce a sweet, but instead, because this one is pure poison type, then it produces some kind of poison sweet that I don't think people can eat it. It's not edible. But you, Roselia, Roselit are the coolest one out there. I wish that I could have put it in the team, but I didn't. It's the first appearance is with Victor, so I don't think we're able to capture it. But you can find the Buddy in the area near Vega City. If you go, if you use serve and go to the Xeno area, then you will find it. You got a Buddy, or you can go to the Xenoverse during the chase and you can caught one if you like. I already captured 3 of them and tried to evolve one into Rose Red. We didn't get put it in the team. It's only made an appearance in one of the episodes when we do legendary hunting. Okay, Marini and Toxapex. A very funny design, poison and fire type. Toxapex is funny the most because it's had a shadow tent, and I guess that's why Hannah keep it in the team for the circus team. I love the Marini as well, but although Toxapex look kind of scary, and you can see there's a special toxin in its secret teeth when heated, shine brightly and it lure prey and trap them using the body as a cage. A very scary mechanic, well, trapping mechanic. And at the same time, it's another thing that would scare me, that it poison and fire. It not only poison us, it's gonna burn us alive. Can you imagine that? And lastly, Mewtwo. I really wishing that it had another type, but this is the only X specimen Pokemon that doesn't change the type. Because you can see how the other Pokemon does, but this one they only change the form more than. But I feeling that it could be Psychic and Dark type, or maybe Psychic and Fighting maybe. Because that's forearm. And this one is the only Pokemon artificial X specimen Pokemon. And there are other missing Pokemon in the Pokedex here, which is the X Tyranitar and the X Skolvile, but I guess due to for the plot of the game, they are man-made Pokemon and only exclusively for the Team Dimension member only, because you know what happened on that last time. And so I think that's done for the Xenoverse Dex. Now I'm going to the original one. The AD region, I'm gonna say, is very interesting that instead of we choosing the regular starter that we mostly play in the other game or even the fan game, usually you had a starter and you can evolve further. But this game is way different. Your starter is not I would say it doesn't have an evolution, it's more like a form changing depending on the power that is achieved. And for a story we have two forms, which is a terrestrial form, the energy from Luxform, and Xenoverse form from Dragulus. Okay, it's not in the Pokedex, so I cannot remember. And then with final one is the Astra form, when we reach the potential of balancing both the energy at the same time. So yeah, the first three starter we received from the beginning of our adventure is not a regular starter. They're more like a legendary, because we have learned the story from Cardinal Abraham, because they were meant to created by both Dragulus and Luxwan, and only Luxwan taking them in to help balancing the world, and they were able to achieve all these forms. Between three of the starter, I'm gonna go for Shulong as my favorite starter, and very good start for the game as well. It's a water and dragon type, so grass type is not gonna be too effective on it. But even though in the and also it's very strong when especially in this game we have sound type, and between the design, the form between the form, then Shulong has a way cooler form compared to the other Shalian and Trisha. But they're doing okay. Okay, just regular Pokemon that we encounter. Sparkout here, very interesting design from. I don't know whether this is called Sparkout, so is it an owl or? It could feel like a Pidgey type of bird, similar species to Pidgey. And then when it evolved to Shockbird and Harrock, is more of the Hawk design. So electrifying very good. So everybody may get it very early. So we have a new sound type. Since we have a new sound type, a lot of Pokemon have been changed, including Kricketot and Cricketune. And then there's the another early Pokemon that we can get during the adventure is gonna be Yamin and Comfort. I say both of the design are very good. You just go from a very cute bunny into a very old one, but the design I say is not that bad. I keep mine for half of the episode. Normal fighting type, although it can be a little bit trouble, because fighting is still able to make a very effective on this Pokemon, as well as the other like flying or psychic type. I wish I could just pure fighting type, and it would be okay. Rayman, this one is very strange for me because I cannot tell if it's considered as similar to Oricorio in Alola region, because Oricorio is the same species of bird that it only change type depending on the nectar of the flower that it is absorbed. But for Breeman, it instead became 4 different species, and it's in the music theme, by the way. I cannot imagine. I don't think that it's very hard to explain. I don't think it cannot change form, despite it's all named Breeman. But they all have the same musical theme, so maybe that they only name it after that. It could have been more like a different species. I didn't notice when I captured the guitarist Breeman, and then when it registered in the Pokedex, it's instead like capture all of the other species as well. So between the form, I'm gonna say the vocalist Breeman, the ghost and sound type here, and the dark and sound type bassist Breeman are my favorite, but I cannot capture this bassist one because I don't know why. I tried to search around the canyon, but I don't see it spawning. The most common one is gonna be the guitarist Breeman. The rest of it is very rare, goes from 15 or even 1%. I haven't found the bassist Breeman, so I'm confident that the other gonna be very rare. Hey, not bad. The starter Pokemon here, if you can see here, is very, I'm gonna say it's very hard to capture. You can find in the area, depending on, I would say that you have to talk to some of the NPC and they're gonna give you a clue, but their capture rate can be around 1%. They're super rare, so if you're patient enough, this during that legendary hunting and then the filling up Pokedex, I take a lot of time in order to find all these starter Pokemon. They are this and the ghost type Pokemon here: Popilon, Hangate, Nunville, and Gwistarak. Very peculiar design. Although you have a different encounter when you are in a mission with the guys team in Western City. So because I'm choosing out of the female character, I got to the Gwistarak, and both of them evolved with using the an item called head pendant. No, not head pendant. Dread pendant. Okay, other new one, the Blink Grim and the Blink Grudge. I don't know why it became the most least favorite Pokemon to me. Although it's very interesting type here, steel and poison type. I still don't know what it actually based on. I mean, I think it's based on something, a toy that can spin the hoop or something. But I don't find a connection with the steel and poison type with this Pokemon, and because of the time that I encounter it so many times, it's very hard to fight since we don't have the fire type in our team. I place this one the most least favorite Pokemon that I ever encounter. Okay, next up, Hikilu and Milomu. Very fun fact that this Pokemon is actually based on the creator's pet dog. Well, obviously, his favorite pet. So I'm happy for him because he kind of choosing he want to add something as a part of his memory for his pet, and I'm happy that I had them had one in my team as well, and I call it Hachigo. No one ice type, although can be a little bit disadvantage when we fighting type Pokemon, especially the fighting type, because it's gonna be 4 times more super effective. And next here is very similar to Magikarp and Gyarados. Honchén and Kidun are very interesting design because they based on, well, Kidun is based on that flying koi fish when you see in Japan there. And the Honchén, when evolved, it became pure dragon type. I thought at first I was thinking that Honchén is flying dragon for something, but it wasn't. Maybe because during that fight with Queen Nova, because she got a horn chain, but it's not the water type. It's still considered as a part of the water type team. Very cool though. Okay, and oh wait, no, not this one yet. The yeah, the Melta I'm talking about, the only regional Pokemon that can be found in 80. Very interesting, and again, it's kind of follow the same thing with the Alolan Male, by the way. Because I feel very sad when it evolved to Persage, because I don't want to say want to disappoint, but for some reason I find Persage was very creepy. It's a pure psychic type, and it has the head of Persage look kind of bigger than the Alolan Persian. So no offense. You're cool looking for Sage Cat, but I still find you hideous for some reason. Okay. And the Coin, a very weird Pokemon, although it can be good gold digger for anyone who can want it into the team. But I'm not sure that I would consider Koi like a similar line to Chansey or Audino. It's more like because it doesn't use. I think I checked it. Coin doesn't have any healing move, but it has very high defense. And if you have if you manage to defeat it or many times, then some of them will drop out nuggets or even pearl string. It's gonna help you reach pretty fast as well as training your Pokemon. So no nothing to say about Coin. The bug Pokemon here, I think this is a new the newest bug Pokemon you can find in this fan game. Before Punch Bug and Hercules, I would say that Hercules is very particular because it's a sumo wrestler, and kind of made me think back about Hariyama. Is also a sumo wrestler type of Pokemon. I feel like Hariyama would look better like this, but it's not a bug type. Very interesting design though, because it's called from you can see the before design is look like a little rugby bug, and then punch bug. I think it's based on the punching bag. I cannot feel that punching bag design in this Pokemon, but when it evolved to Hercules, very cool looking with a sumo style. Okay, and here Chigami. I love the Chigami when I first traded for another Hikilu, because it's go from the very small little paper bird into a bigger paper bird. Fairy and steel type. Interesting, a very interesting type as well. Partly because it's very new. It's a new combination. I'm glad I kept one in the team, although we end up over level Chi too much later on. Oh my god, Sabot. I feel very sad for Trey though, because I'm gonna say the unfortunate thing that I don't know much about Trey and Sabot during the gameplay, because we only understand him that he's a cyborg. He and Sabot are similar because they're both like artificial made. Trey the cyborg and Sabot is also artificial made Pokemon that used for the purpose of the vision that Russell want to change. And it's also, I guess, because some of the experiment that they want to do the similar to achieve the power similar to the legendary starter. Sabot able to have two form, but it doesn't have the astral form because it's not a Pokemon made by the legendary Pokemon. It only had a similar form. But yeah, somebody said to me that if only I eventually I access to the bookshelf or something in the office before I enter the Xenoverse, and I could have learned a little bit about trade, but unfortunately I didn't know that. I go straight to the Xenoverse when we were in a cave at the climax there. I feel sad for Trader. I haven't learned further about him much, and he already take the sacrifice before we can even. We could have a chance to fight that Regulus, but we didn't. Okay, next stop, Silent. Although it's something very weird about the sound type, though, a few Pokemon that I can find understandable, but for Aiken and Arbok, I still don't know why it have the sound type. Loud, what do you? Whismer, Loudred, and Apes Loud can be exceptionally understandable based on the speaker. Okay, and Pikachu clone. We have one Gachikachu here, so it's. Yeah, I see it. Yes, it is called a Hedgehog Pokemon. I think it's based on the hedgehog, but it's got the scarf in here with the around this fur. It's an electric and ice type. Very interesting. Interesting design here for a Pikachu clone. But I wish that it could have a evolution. Now I feel like it could have been more for this design of Gachikachu. I find it very cute. Okay, and there's one thing I think that I see this Pokemon somewhere in I searched for many kind of fan art of fan-made Pokemon, and I think that I see historic somewhere, but I just don't remember where it is. So maybe it's an exclusive Pokemon. Bass and sound type, very funny looking Pokemon because it looked very sad, but for some reason it evolved to Wisteria. I don't know what it's doing. It looks like it's lying on and it's talking to something, whispering something in the flower shaped headphone. They call it Wisteria maybe for some reason. You can see in the POKEDEX it's chatter non-stop in the shade of the foliage. Whoever accidentally cuts the sound wave from its following antenna will have to swallow its endless bubble. I don't want to know about it. I don't know what you're talking about here. Wisteria. Pepiquino, Scoville, very cool looking. Evolved with the Firestone. If you talk to the NPC, one of them gonna tell you about this evolution. But Scoville is always taking me very long time to figure out how the type works, because using flying type is okay, but fire type and water type not very effective. And then I remember Colonel got an Scoville, and I think it's grass and electric type because it look very different. And one time we tried to use a flying type move, and it wasn't very effective. So I guess that this X1 is gonna be a part electric type. Excalibur. I don't know what it is. I mean, from the name I could guess that it's based on the sword that got a sword that embedded in the rocks. You can see that thing up there, but last time I thought it was a stick blessing on us, and then it evolved into medieval. Rock and fairy type is a very interesting combination, so medieval had to be based on something, but I haven't figured it out. I don't think it's based on the Stonehenge. I don't think it is. It's very peculiar design. You can see like a levitating rock. I could think that medieval and Excalibur should be rock and psychic type more than rock and fairy type. Okay, next up we have the fossil one. The fossil is very interesting. Rock Ape, unfortunately I didn't pick the fossil, so I didn't know what will it evolve to. And once I got the remaining fossil and I able to evolve it through times, and I say Rock Ape is very interesting because it depending on the gender that we choose. Because I'm a female, so my rock egg was a female form. And both of the form, the gender form will have a different purpose of them. I don't think I can. I think I can read it again to get the male one. But I'm not sure about how they will. Is their form? Is their move type or their status gonna have a different thing or not? The spilled ink, the fossil that I picked during the gravity tunnel, I say it's a cool looking. The most cool looking fossil Pokemon ever. It's not just a regular fossil. It's based on space route, and then it evolved to much more like an outer space squid. A Pokemon from outer space, obviously, rock and psychic type. That's what I'm talking about. It medieval. And then there's something very weird, a weird way to evolve, by the way. So Birigiri, a miserable looking Pokemon, it has a connection with the Chubby Bunny. You guys don't know, you can evolve Chubby Bunny into Boom Bear by having the Birigiri in the team. This guy have a connection in real life between bear and the salmon fish, but oh my god, I don't know what to say about Chubby Bunny. That was a very good combination, but evolution, it looks so weird, and I don't think any of you player would choose this in a team. I didn't even notice that sometime in the animation you can see the stomach of Goombear have the weird fish. I wonder what happened though. Does that mean that when it evolved into Goombear, it eat the Birigiri or not? I don't want to know, and I definitely don't want to know the gooey thing inside Goombear is the lava or honey. Come on now, is this the marshmallow barrel we are talking about here? Oh my god, so sad. And I love this Pokemon, Manticore, the tail. It evolved to happiness. Very poison type, another good combination for fairy type. And yeah, I have one in the team, and I named Trey only because it has a similar. It had a different eye color, just like Trey. Okay. Here's the other Pokemon that we can find the icy area. Okay, the Reindeer and Reindeer was the weirdest one because I keep forgetting the type of this Pokemon when it evolved. Reindeer is fairy, but when you evolve to Reindeer, it's become pure dark type. For some reason, I keep saying that it's part fairy for some reason. And Astra evolution is also interesting because you have to teach it frustration. So if you have to level up, then it will be around level 40 or something. Then it will learn frustration. If not, then you can look for TM if you're able to. At first, I like the design. By the way, I find cute, but when it evolved to this, I feel very sad. Sasquatch, another interesting combination, ice and fire type. Don't know how it works though, because I haven't able to see any of these Pokemon with a type combination in the original game. But Sasquatch, very cool looking Pokemon. You can find the snowy area and very hard to fight, especially when you have a dragon type in the team. Okay. Yeah, these Pokemon when I capture is not that bad. Some of them takes much harder, and some of them need to breed. Okay, next up is the one in the canyon, the Roombug and the Scarroom. Very interesting design. Because I actually I searched for the creator's page and he got a video about his pre-design, some of the scrap design when you're creating Pokemon. Roombug and Scarroom are very interesting design because Scarroom would be very different. But the pre-design of Scarroom was very different during that development. And I say this one is very good looking when it evolved from a little bug with a turned into like a living bug motorcycle here. And then there's Chikaboo, Pekabone, and Requiem. I would say Chikaboo and Pekabone are kind of connected, but Requiem, I didn't know that Requiem it would evolve further into this, because I see the form connection with the Chikaboo and the Pekabone more. And nothing to say much beside Chikaboo is Chikaboo evolution is more like another version of Lullaby and Mandibus, because it's also based on the voucher, and Chikaboo look more disowned than the Mandibus. You can see their connection here. I wonder. Wait, I need to check on the. I really wish that they could put that in the POKEDEX, like something about the connection with them, but I don't think they will. Okay, we're done with it. Also Mimikyu, nothing to say much besides it had a different form when you doing the event with finding the Mimikyu in the Dark Hole Island. So kind of funny that since the event that we're able to make a new costume for it. So I only have the Shulong this guy, but I wonder if we can make it, or maybe depending on. I got a Shulong one because I chose Shulong as my starter. So the tailor who made this guy decided to use it one first. I guess we can get another if we able to, but I don't think we can put it in the Mimikyu that we obtained. Okay, another ghost type in here. I don't know why it doesn't put Scaragno near the other two ghost type here. I'm gonna say this one is the most interesting one. The combination is a ghost and psychic type for some reason, and I didn't notice that the evolution of Scaragno was based on fear. So Scaragno is fear of bug. Scarulo is fear of danger lurking in the darkness, and then Scarfasmo, I don't think it's based on fear, but it's more like a it's a Frankenstein Pokemon, so maybe fear of death, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, very interesting design. Very and a very interesting way to evolve as well. It evolved by interacting with the remaining of the dead Pokemon, because you can see how all the part of the Scaragmore here, got the ducks like and rock, Machamp, Golduck. The Batwing, by the way, is a Noi Batwing. I thought it was Su Batwing for some reason. And Punkador. Yeah, that's all for these 5 part of the 5 part that combine too. But then again, I think that Scarfasmo also maybe it's like a spirit that takes shape of, because it's based on fear. Then this Pokemon could be based on a spirit that takes shifting into different forms of fear. Okay, yeah, this is why I say it's very interesting design. Not sure how strong it is, but I'm sure that a few people may like this Pokemon. And there's this Tokako. Besides, you can capture in Hyperion City in the place with the gravity. I actually captured 2 more when I was in the Samuel Oak Airport for some reason. But I'm not sure how many color that you can find this Pokemon. This is a sound type, which is a little bit weird for Pokemon that had the shape of the gravity pen here. No offense, it's not gravity, it's a Pokemon. And I have nothing against gravity, by the way. It's a form of art, and something maybe appreciate it if we use it the right way. And here's the very signature Pokemon, very funny looking Pokemon in this AD region. Lunana, unfortunately, I didn't show you guys during the post game where you can capture this Pokemon. So I can tell you guys that it's in the cluster jungle, but there's a part that I didn't access to, which is the hero's path. I have said in the last episode that it's similar to a safari zone, and once you go in there, they're gonna have a challenge for you to collect something that put together into a totem, and once you done the mission, then you can receive a Donana. Grass and Steel type, I have no idea, and I mean I have no idea why it became part Steel type, because it feels more pure grass type, or maybe it could be grass and flying type because it's based on the Donana is more dodo and banana. I don't see the banana part of the Donana because beside the yellow, but the plant type it doesn't look like much. Maybe beside here. Oh, this one is I would say like another version of Wishy Washy, but the landform and it's a poison sludge. It looks it had a shape of the mouse, by the way, but when it put together, it had the form of the alligator sludge or feraligator sludge. Okay, and the two evolution, Bandion and Skeleon. I would say I love Bandion more, and because of the new type coming along, I decided to have a Bandion in our team, and it takes so much longer than compared to Skeleon. Skeleon, you can go to Mountain Burst and they will let you learn a move or Dragon Pledge. And also, you guys don't know that evolution, we have Fairy type Sylveon, Skeleon, and Bandion had to evolve by learning specific moves, that Pledge move. So if Skeleon learned Dragon Pledge, then Bandion had to learn Sound Pledge, and Sylveon had to learn the Fairy Pledge, which you can find a NPC in Milky Way Kingdom. They will teach you the move once you got a badge. That's all it. Now here's the another interesting new evolution for Porygon called Porygon West. You can only get this one when you complete Terrasso mission. Well, not exactly a mission, but for like you defeat him, it will give you the new update for the Porygon West. You just need to evolve the Porygon 2, then you'll be fine. It's a normal and sound type, which I don't know. A very weird design, because you know that the POKEDEX are actually the glove device that you put on it, but here I cannot tell what it is. But if we have a Porygon West, like, is it gonna be another substitute for the device or not? And then finally the pseudo legendary, Dusmy, Egohis, and Egogion. I have to say that I find Dusmy and Egohis connection similar to Pokebone and Pekabone, Chikabone and Pekabone, but the Egohis, Egogion, I didn't find a connection to the evolution much, but I find Dusmy and Egohis much more interesting because one is killer, one is more mysterious, and then suddenly, I'm not gonna lie, but I find Egohis a very tedious for some reason. I mean, I think it's based on Gorgon, snake lady, and then got legs, got curves. The tail though, it kind of splitting or something. Shiny scale. Kind of funny that it's part dragon and electric type, and it can paralyze the victim with a glare. Because I have evolved it, and this one is for a pseudo legendary Egogion evolved way longer. The last time I thought that it would evolve to level 60, it's gonna be the highest, but nope, it's actually 62. My goodness. And now lastly, we go for the supposed to be the original AD starter Pokemon. We didn't get it further, but due to the story. But I had to say it's very interesting for it. So we got Chippery, we got a Toad for Cloakling, and the Water Elephant for Implant. I'm gonna say the Grass starter was cooler, has a cooler evolution compared to the other. Because it's go from, at first I thought Chippery will evolve to Dragon type, but nope, it's just a bad fruit bat. As you can see, it's evolved to its second evolution, Banana. Yeah. Banana, very very funny when it named like that. And then when it's evolved to Vest Perfume, it's a majestic looking Pokemon. It's dark type, by the way. I think because it's only dark type because it's a bat. But you can see in the Pokédex it say it's a perfect hunter, pretending to be flower, and wait for the prey to approach and attack by sand. Attract by sand and then strike lightning fast. That's why you can, if you when you teach it move, there's a move called Chest Strike. Very interesting move here. Circling. I'm not into much for the frog Pokemon. I was thinking about Froggy. This one is very different, more like a toad. You can see the evolution much more connection here to Wolverine, and then when it evolved to Procrace, it's a fire and ground type. Had the superhero looking style, body type here. But it's a very cool looking design. I'm not very attracted to fire type starter much. And then there's Implant. I find cute, but when it evolved to Lotus and Swallow, I can hardly see where. I don't know about the design though, about the water and fighting type of this Pokemon. Influence cute, but the much later on. I don't know, I had nothing to say about this Pokemon. Maybe a little strong looking, then you guys may like it. Some of you may like it, but I don't know. But fighting type is very hard to verify. And then we have the legendary. Unfortunately, I don't think that Dragolus is capturable, so it's not included in the Pokédex. But we have Luxfond instead. So it's a ground and steel type, very particular. I really wish that we could have Dragolus in the Pokédex so we can learn a little bit further. So it's the only legendary that we can obtain. And exclusively we have DLB. Kinda, you can see that in the Pokédex that is similar to Celebi, but instead it's not just time travel into a specific area, but it can travel into different dimension in a different area, different timeline, and that's why you're able to have a legendary hunting. And I find it very interesting in this hunting, because when you travel, your sprite change where according to that generation you went into. And yeah, that's for it. Gonna say the variation of Pokemon that you can find in this game is very interesting. And now since we have the vintage Dex coming, unfortunately I don't think I'm gonna complete that Dex either, because oh my god, the regular Dex is already take too long, and now we have a vintage Dex. Although he says something about you can only find these Pokemon when depending on the amount of encounter or defeat of those Pokemon, so I'm not sure which one it is. Vintage Pokemon are like the old version of the beta Pokemon, and if you guys don't know, then you should go. I would recommend you to look for Dr. Lava on Twitter, and because the page provides a lot of information about the Pokemon game during the past time, and especially when the anniversary, the recent anniversary Pokemon had announced a lot of interesting facts, including the old design of the Pokemon. So we were able to get to see how Pokemon chain through time. I'm kind of surprised about some of those weird beta design, and I also surprised about how the creator managed to put these Pokemon into the game as another fun way for us to play. Okay guys, so we're gonna end the episode here guys. The final one, gonna be the last one. I have fun. I find the game is the most fun playable game in this tough year. I'm gonna recommend you guys to play it. At least if you guys don't do the POKEDEX challenge or fill up the POKEDEX or something, then at least you have to play for the storyboard and all the interesting Pokemon design. The graphic was amazing, by the way. It's not only when you interact with the people, the pixel. It's not just the graphic pixel, but also the art style as well. The artist who do this is also in the Instagram page. Has an Instagram page, and you can visit them for more of the design. It took me very long in order to find the sprite that I add to the game layout. By the way, not all of them are easy to get. And even though when you download the game, they had the specific file for these, but I cannot find the one that I'm looking for, so I had to go to the other page instead. And also about the talking about the game sprite, I'm kind of surprised that this is one of many games that are able to use some kind of animation style like this. It takes long, but I could tell because the game designs, the gaming industry is very difficult, and for a fan game that takes so many time to design all these Pokemon. Not to mention the animation. I'm gonna say you shouldn't miss this game. So with this the final episode. Like I said, I'm gonna continue on with the other old gameplay that I want to re-upload, as well as you guys don't know the Pokemon chat that I was supposed to play. I have to postpone a bit due to there's some problem with the recording as well. And during that, I decided maybe I stop for a while until I finish off the Xenoverse, and then I will fix like what happened to it. And yeah, that's all for it. I'll see you guys in another game then.